Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free Radio Parami app. Download it now.
Bring a lot of wealth back to our country, tremendous wealth back to our country, actually.
The president is promising reciprocal tariffs, charging the same duty on imports from countries that tariff American exports.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House, and Wall Street stock futures are falling after a big sell-off in March on some tariff worries. Israel's gone on the attack again in Lebanon, killing at least 4 people.
The Israeli military says it was targeting a member of the Hezbollah militant group. It adds that what it calls a Hezbollah terrorist posed an imminent threat and had to be taken out. We're told the target had been helping Hamas plan a significant attack against Israeli civilians.
That's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
While voters in Wisconsin decide if they want a conservative or liberal for the state Supreme Court, House Republicans will hold a hearing this morning into what they claim is judicial activism. Federal judges ruling in favor of legal challenges to President Trump's agenda. Congressman Lance Gooden is on the Judiciary Committee and tells Fox
these nationwide injunctions have really gone out of control.
Republicans are considering legislation that would prevent U.S. district judges from issuing injunctions that would affect the whole country. There's also a House hearing today into the newly declassified JFK files. Thousands of documents released, made public after being more than 60 years sealed.
Think the unthinkable. Question everything.
This was the trailer for the 1991 film JFK, which was based on the investigation into the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Decades after its release, director Oliver Stone will be one of the witnesses at a House congressional hearing taking a look at the release of the JFK files. The Trump administration has pushed for more transparency when it comes to classified documents, including ones surrounding the assassination of Robert Kennedy Jr. and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Another change is coming into the military under new Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
It's been a pet peeve for the Pentagon chief since well before being confirmed as Defense Secretary that fitness standards were lowered for women so more females would qualify for combat roles. Now, in a new memo, Hegseth says jobs known as combat arms, like special ops or infantry, will require heightened entry-level and sustained physical fitness, regardless of gender. There are already a number of combat-ready jobs that have higher fitness standards, such as the Navy SEALs or Army Rangers and Green Berets. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
It's down to the Final Four of the women's college basketball tournament. Texas and Connecticut won last night to join South Carolina and UCLA. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
It is a Tuesday, April Fool's edition, April 1st. The morning news on News Talk 710 KURV, also at Radio Parami. Download the free app. With show producer Fred Cruz, AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine on standby. I'm Sergio Sanchez. Long-awaited new courthouse, Hidalgo County, officially open. Lots of traffic at that courthouse. Construction on the 7-story facility began in 2018. The doors were supposed to open in 2021. There were some cost overruns, some construction issues, and, of course, there was COVID, the delay as well. The old courthouse will be demolished to create more parking space near future. 710 KURV, we conducted a conversation about this with our Judge Richard Cortez a couple of days back. You can go see that video at 710 KURV X, YouTube, and Facebook. Peñitas area, 3 people in the hospital after a crash involved a tractor trailer and another vehicle. The crash was reported yesterday evening. It was at the US 83 relief route connector between Palmview and Peñitas. The trailer wound up falling from the overpass, scattering its load. The truck driver and 2 people from the other vehicle were sent to the hospital. Local governments offering some property owners some relief. They don't need to get permits for some of their repairs. As we mentioned yesterday, the city of McAllen announcing that it is waiving some building permit fees for flood-related repairs. The city of Alamo chiming in. They're also offering a similar waiver for the next 3 months. In Austin, the Texas Senate wants public school officials to face criminal charges if they try to influence elections.
Senate Republicans approving Senate Bill 875. It's authored by State Senator Brian Birdwell. It would enhance penalties against school officials perceived as tipping the scales in an election.
If a member of the school board or superintendent uses funds or independent school district resources, including district email, telephone, mailing list, or property, they'll be eligible to be charged with a Class A misdemeanor.
Senate Republicans also supporting SB 318. That would establish a permanent office to investigate voter fraud, authored by State Senator Brandon Creighton.
While the Office of the Attorney General currently has attorneys who investigate election code violations, it lacks a dedicated division.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
And countdown to tariffs continues. They're supposed to kick in tomorrow against Mexico, Canada, and China. President Trump, he says he's expecting $5 trillion in investments in our country after the tariffs kick in.
On Wednesday, new reciprocal tariffs are set to take effect against Canada, Mexico, China, and the European Union.
Because that word reciprocal is very important. What they do to us, we do to them.
The White House says that will undo decades of those powers taking advantage of the U.S. The tariffs are mainly targeted at cars and car parts manufactured outside the U.S. I'm Mark Mayfield.
President Trump pointing to tariffs, for example, in Canada, agricultural products, dairy, consumer products from the U.S. usually receiving 150% to 200% plus tariffs. And this has been the reality for products going from the U.S. to Canada for decades. It's 7:08. It's AccuWeather time. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine joining us. We want to say thank you first to Dougie and all the gang from Martin Farm and Ranch. They want to thank you for shopping local. You walk in, greeted by friendly, knowledgeable faces. They are more than just a feed store. It's Martin Farm and Ranch in Edinburgh on Monte Cristo. Say hi to Dougie if you stop by. Meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine joining us. The 7 o'clock numbers, what you got for this hour, Jeffrey?
Starting out this morning, 78 in Brownsville, 6 miles of visibility there. 76 in McAllen with 5 miles of visibility. Harlingen, 75. Weslaco, 76. And Edinburgh, 75. Visibility is anywhere between 2 to 7.
Okay, so today, mid-90s, upper 90s, triple digits tomorrow and Thursday. So any relief in sight? You got any change in weather for the weekend?
The change is going to happen Saturday night. We have winds directly out of the north, and it's also going to bring some light rain showers and even maybe a rumble of thunder early on Sunday. Temperatures go from the 90s to triple digits to the low to mid 70s. Could even see some spots in the upper 60s, specifically Sunday and Monday.
Texas travel weather all clear?
No. We have heavy thunderstorms, severe even in Dallas today, lasting all the way through Saturday. And the heaviest rain is expected to arrive Thursday night into Friday, and then Friday night as well. Houston's clean today and tomorrow. Clouds and sun, low to mid 80s. Showers and thunderstorms start to pop up daily from Thursday onward. And then San Antonio dry through Thursday, and then Thursday night and into Saturday, we'll see some showers and storms.
Check North Texas then. It's that time of the year we got the planet tilting again, so they get the tail end of the nasty weather. Any system that's crossing the nation's midsection.
Right.
Hey, what's on the? Oh, look at this! Fresh out of the oven. It's all crusty and it's chewy. It smells so good, and put some butter on it and some jam. It is National Sourdough Bread.
Oh, numb.
Man, that's good. Let's see here. And collect them while they still exist. I seem to remember there was an executive order trying to get rid of the penny a few days back, right? Trying to get rid of the penny. So it's 1 cent day today. So make the effort there at the parking lot. If you see it on the pavement, pick one up because they're going to
I wonder, are pennies going to go up in value? Like you can get rid of a penny for like 2?
Right. 2 pennies for that one. Yeah. There are some, you know how they strike them all weird, or they have like these old, like 1910s or I don't know, 1930s. The coin collectors will know about this. You ever collect coins or stamps?
I did. Yeah, I did the U.S. quarters and I did the states. I once had like a pamphlet that you would put every state, and I think I got one full book actually. But money was tight one time, and I said, "Hey, look at this."
You spent them all. Oh no! Somewhere in the future, your grandchildren going, "No, Grandpa, don't sell." That'd be worth millions by now. Probably not. All right, Jeffy, we'll talk to you next hour. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine on 710 KURV. Hey, stick around. I'm going to share with you, Freddie and I are going to share with you a conversation that we had with the Cameron County Emergency Management Chief. That's coming up in about a couple of minutes. Also, next hour, the Hidalgo County Emergency Operations Chief. Because of all the flooding, how to clean up, how to stack the mess. And it's important that you report all this damage so that we can open up the coffers and get some federal funding. Those conversations coming up this morning at 7:15 and at 8:15, and we'll repeat some of that audio 9 to 11 on the Sergio Show. An important recall you need to know about in case you missed this yesterday and you like eggs out of a carton. More than 200,000 pounds of liquid egg product being recalled. Might be contaminated with some cleaning solution. Well, there you go. You got potential for some cleansing scrambled eggs. Cargill Kitchen Solutions is what you need to look for on the box. Cargill Kitchen Solutions. Texas is part of this recall of the carton eggs, the liquid eggs. Might have some cleaning solution in them. There's a new study looking at why artificial sweeteners might not help you lose weight. Researchers found that drinks with artificial sweeteners, sucralose, heighten the feeling of hunger by over 17%. The study only monitored the impact of sucralose. Sucralose is the sweetener, and not other popular artificial sweeteners. United Airlines will soon begin offering Starlink internet services on some of their regional jets. The time is 7:14. This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. Some of y'all involved in a cleanup at your properties, at your homes, at your businesses, how to conduct that, how to stack that mess. Make sure to report not only to insurance, but also to the state, the county, some of that mess. I'm trying to add the numbers so that way we can open up some federal funding. That conversation first, Cameron County, the EOC office. That's next on the Valley's Morning News. Also live on YouTube, live on X, and live on Facebook.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to NewNordicusa.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, New Nordic.
When the odds are against you, a force for justice will be there. When you need someone to defend you, when you need a champion, we will be that force. So if the unfortunate ever happens and you or someone you love is in an accident, call me, Jay Gonzalez, the Jay Gonzalez Law Firm, a force for justice.
This spring, make your business bloom with 710 KURV. The season of growth is here, and with us, your sales will take off too. We have the most listened to radio stations, the most visited social media platforms, digital products, and effective promotions that connect with your audience. Our marketing team is ready to assist you with expert advice, creative ideas, and dedicated support to help you succeed. Call 956-992-8895 to secure your spot. Advertise with 710 KURV. And let your business shine this season.
News and weather information at your fingertips.
No more browsing for no apparent reason. No more mindlessly surfing on our laptops.
Log on to KURV.com. News Talk 710 KURV.
16 minutes after the hour, this is the Valley's Morning News. Also at Radio Panami, download the free app. We got the NCAA Men's Final Four this weekend, and then the championship game a week from yesterday. So it's next Monday, all right here on 710 KURV. Big thank you to McAllen Bolt. Rolando Casas is with the Emergency Management Office in Cameron County. Orly, I know you guys are very, very busy, and Cameron County took it on the chin. My goodness, Harlingen area, the Santa Rosa area. Do a quick recap of how busy y'all have been since Thursday afternoon, evening, Friday, all the flooding. So tell me how bad was it in Cameron County?
Pretty bad. We've been going at it 24 hours. First day, the crews were at it actually 24 hours straight. After that, we're able to transition to 12-hour shifts, but we've been working day and night. Our staff has been champs. So we got a lot of new individuals on our crew, but they've been helping us tremendously. So all in all, 100% effort from everybody. Our law enforcement side, constable, sheriff's office, everybody's been helping out. The local law enforcement, our commissioners have been out there, boots on grounds as well. City commissioners as well, helping out with feeding operations. We have multiple resources here from the state, not only high profile vehicles conducting rescues. Of course, every time it floods, every time we get rain, we push the turn around, don't drown. But we had a lot of stranded motorists throughout the valley, not only here in Cameron. So all the assets that we had allocated, not only our fire departments, but state assets, we're helping out with a lot of those rescue operations.
And you got a ballpark figure, like how many vehicles or how many residents also affected by this, homes and all that? Have any ballpark figure how bad it was?
On the vehicles, we don't. On residents, we're trying to push the ISTAT, which is a self-reporting app that we push out from the state. That paints a beautiful picture for us here at the Emergency Operations Center of all those that were affected. So our numbers are up there. We've had a lot of individuals reporting, self-reporting. And again, if they haven't done so, a lot of the municipalities are sharing that link and that QR code, as well as our county websites, for everybody and anybody that was affected. To self-report.
Yeah, I would imagine that as folks are seeking help with City Hall or calling the precinct offices, you're steering people toward the ISTAT reporting system, right? To get that information in there, because you, like Hidalgo County, you need to cross a threshold. I understand of damages in order to start some type of upper level help, like federal assistance. So what do you know what the threshold is in Cameron County? And I'll give you an example. In Hidalgo County, they told me it was like closer to $4 million in damages, cars and homes and businesses. They cross that, they're able to qualify. What is it in Cameron County? Do you know?
1.8, but we like to just round it over to 2 million, right? Because we have a lot of those numbers that aren't qualifiable. So on insured properties, it's the deductible that counts, right? So we like to just say 2 million because it's 1.8, but that gives us a little bit of cushion for any of those non-qualifying numbers. But that's where we have to try to get to. And that's man hours, overtime, the use of the pumps, like everything we use, we need to document it in order to help us reach that threshold. So we're having daily calls with all our municipalities and doing a lot of Q&A with them on what process to do, what paperwork to do, what their statuses are, if they have any unmet needs. So the state is on the call with us as well. So we've been doing a lot of communicating, and that's what's made it work. I think compared to anybody in the state of Texas, I think the Valley does it like no other when it comes to helping each other out and communicating.
Rolando Casas with the Emergency Management Office, Cameron County, and they took it really bad. It was like 14 inches over a 48-hour period in the Harlingen area and north of there as well, 14, 15, 16 inches over 48 hours late last week. Lots of people that had their homes and businesses flooded, and we're hoping to get all that information tallied by the ISTAT, I-S-T-A-T, ISTAT program. That's we need to get a census of some of the damages in the area in order to qualify for some of the big federal offerings available for folks to get some help. Rolly, at the very, very beginning, I would imagine you guys were getting lots of calls for water rescues and things like that as well, right?
Yes.
Did you tell me about that real quick before we go to housing?
So during the onset, of course, like I said, we had a lot of stranded motorists when the water started going into the buildings. Luckily, Cameron County itself, our office has 2 high-profile vehicles, retired military trucks, what we call the Deuce. So those are high-profile vehicles. The sheriff's office has a couple of them also. Mm-hmm. So we had teams on those trucks going to be able to maneuver within those high waters to be able to rescue people. Hidalgo County has the same type of vehicles. I know San Benito went out and helped out Mercedes with a few calls. So it's mutual aid, neighbors helping neighbors. So whatever resources we had, awaiting additional resources from the state with the same type of military trucks to arrive, we were doing what we could throughout that night.
Ballpark figure, Rolly, have any idea how many water rescues with those big vehicles and other vehicles? You have any idea?
I would estimate total number of people at around 250 plus. So, and
250 plus?
250, yeah.
Wow.
So the amount of individuals picked up. So there were multiple from certain households. Some households had 5 to 7 people.
Yeah.
There was animals, pets that were part of the family that were also getting picked up. Those individuals carrying those animals out as well.
I would imagine part of the cost is housing and shelter, right? Putting them in hotels or finding a shelter. Did you have to open up a shelter and put some of these folks temporarily?
So Harlingen's been a great partner along with Red Cross and the Salvation Army doing feedings. Red Cross is manning the shelter that we have open to anybody that needs it, which is in Harlingen. It's been operating since day 2, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Has the water receded, or are you having to go out there with pumps and move the water along, try to throw it into the Gulf somehow?
Yeah. So again, the predictions for this weather event was 2 to 3 inches on the onset. So typically, when we get any type of notification of heavy rains, we'll pre-position pumps in areas that we already know are an issue, low-lying areas and stuff. So we didn't have that opportunity this time. But as soon as we were able to, at one point we had maybe between 20 and 30 pumps operating. And that is local pumps, right? State pumps arrived yesterday, so we deployed some of those, and they're still working. So, but the water has gone down a lot from the roadways. A few areas like Santa Rosa, we have a few feeding operations going on today, and I just received a call that the volunteers aren't able to get to the feeding location because some of those streets are still flooded. But we continue pumping operations on the county side, everything trying to push stuff into the floodway, which is where everything butts up against.
Finish your thought, brother. I'm sorry.
So we have that going on, but it had received today's call with the municipality. It was a lot of good news. A lot of the cities that were pumping already stopped pumping because the water already got out of most of the households. So we did have a lot of households that did have water damage within their homes. So now it's we're transitioning to the recovery side, which is what takes a lot longer, right? Doing the assessments out there. We have TDM here today that are going out there and doing damage assessments just to confirm all the locations that individuals are reporting on ISTAT. That picture, that map that they provide, then we're sending staff out to verify, put eyes on it to confirm whether it was damaged or just affected, the conditions of those locations, and then they'll finalize a report for us, hopefully today or tomorrow, confirming those numbers.
Again, for programming purposes, this conversation taking place at noon, closer to noon, Monday. Good to hear all the good news you guys are cleaning up. Now the actual cleanup some of these homes that, got all flooded. You got to rip carpet out and all those things. In a conversation we had just earlier with Hidalgo County EOC, they were explaining how Ed County and I guess cities, they would really benefit if folks could stack the debris in different piles, right? Like appliances, refrigerators, stoves, microwaves in one pile. The next pile would be brush and debris. The next pile would be carpet. The next pile would be furniture, things like that. Try to separate everything. Are y'all sending that message out as well in Cameron County?
Yes, sir. Yeah, all that information was posted about 3 days ago on our all our social media. We push it out to the municipalities as well to be able to push the same message. But yeah, it just makes it a lot easier. And being a numbers game, right? Reaching that threshold, documenting from cradle to grave where that trash was picked up and where it was disposed of. We have to track that on the municipality side and the county side. Anything that we want to try to get reimbursed for or that we're utilizing for numbers sake of cost associated with this event, it has to be tracked very specifically to meet FEMA standards. So, but the separation of that allows us to weigh it with different type of categories.
Okay.
On the recovery side.
I would imagine that if folks visit the Texas Department of Emergency Management, right, TDEM, they will find a link to ISTAT, the individual reporting link, right?
They could, or just go to our county website, Cameron County. Yeah, Cameron County's homepage has it right there. The information of separating the debris is also on our county homepage.
Good to hear.
And again, most of the municipalities have been posting it and using it on their social media as well. And again, it's a state-hosted app that at the end of the day, the state gets all that information, but all of us try to push the same message.
Yes, sir. Get those damages reported, people. Get those numbers out there. We need to cross almost $2 million or close to $2 million in damages reported to try to kick in some assistance, more federal assistance and funding for local residents and businesses. Rolly, anything else before I let you go?
We're good. Again, just keep pushing that message for us to self-report, and we'll continue to be on it on our end to help anybody in need. We can't help unless you let us know. So we just tell the community to continue to notify us if there's anything that we can do to help. Cameron County is on board to help everybody and anybody.
Go to the Cameron County website, go to the City of Harlingen website, go to your municipality website, especially Cameron County and Harlingen. I know they're tip of the spear on this. Get it all reported on their website. You'll see the link there for the ISTAT. Report those damages, get those numbers up there. Rolly, thank you much. We wish you luck in the next few days as you guys are trying to clean up. Thanks, Rolly.
Thank you, Sergio. Appreciate you.
Rolando Casas with the Emergency Management Office in Cameron County. It's 28 minutes after the hour of the morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. Check of news, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. The Texas film industry finding to get more TV series and movies and commercials shot in the state of Texas. They had a couple of Hollywood heavyweights to help lawmakers out.
Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson testified on behalf of SB 22, which would allocate $498 million for film incentives. McConaughey says every grant dollar awarded to film incentives returns $4.69 to the Texas economy.
This is how Texas becomes its own profitable and self-sustaining industry. This is how Texas becomes more than just a destination for out-of-state productions. This is how Texas becomes more than just a tax incentivized advertisement. Hey, come shoot here. If we do this, we begin to create our own industry.
The bill would fund incentives for the next 10 years and has the support of Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
That's news out of Austin. Other reports from Austin. Some Texas lawmakers are targeting las maquinitas, those slot machines, the 8-liners at bars and convenience stores. Some lawmakers would like to outlaw those.
They're called 8-liners, similar to the slot machines you see in Vegas. And if State Senator Mays Middleton gets his way, they'll become illegal.
And while they're marketed as amusement, they operate in a legal gray area that has led to confusion, abuse, and inconsistent enforcement due to how the laws are drafted today.
Senate Bill 517 would ban 8-liners. There's been an anti-gambling sentiment amongst GOP state senators. Bob Hall supports the bill. He also has called for the end of the Texas lottery Lottery Commission.
We don't need gambling in Texas, period, in any form.
Senate Republicans have also voiced opposition to casino and sports gambling bills. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
This radio station home to the NCAA Men's Final Four and the championship game. That would be this coming Saturday and Monday. We got sports next on 710 KURV.
Active Liver is the easy way to get daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Dale Johnson, the top roofing expert, commercial roofing expert in this entire region. Congratulations to him and his crew and all the different partners he's working with. He'd like to check your commercial roofing system free, no obligation. And he's a dear friend of mine. I'm telling you that you can trust him with this. No charge, no obligation. He just made a new friend, and you did too, when you have Dale Johnson and his crew to come check, see if everything's okay. That's step number one. And hopefully everything's okay. And if it is okay, he's not going to shake you down, fleece you for some unnecessary business. He's just going to be honest with you. He's going to tell you, you got X amount of time before water comes at you from your ceiling tiles. You need to know this information so that way we can make some good decisions on your property. So why don't you call him or text him? Every day I give you his personal cell number. His name is Dale Johnson. He's a dear friend of mine. He can check for free and no obligation your commercial roofs. All of them. Just put them on the calendar. Here's his number. Call him, text him now. Get that appointment. 956-655-6178. That's Dale Johnson at DLJ Commercial Roofing.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
Stay connected 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Log on to KURV.com or like us on Facebook. News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
Rangers take the big L yesterday, losing in the Rockers' first start of 2025, 14-3. Rangers face the Reds again tonight at 5:40. Mavs lost on the final shot attempt to the Nets, 109-113, still holding ninth place spot in the West. Mavs face the Hawks Wednesday at 7:30. Rockets fight down to the wire but can't overtake the Lakers as they fall 104-98. Rockets face the Jazz Wednesday at 7. I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute.
At the NFL owners' meetings in West Palm, several rule proposals could be voted on today, including banning the tush push. Thunder crushed the Bulls for their 10th straight win. Celtics now on a 9-game winning streak after beating the Grizzlies. Women's Final Four is set. UConn knocked off top seed USC to advance to the Final Four for the 24th time in school history. Texas beat TCU. Will face South Carolina Friday in Tampa. Braves outfielder Jurickson Profar suspended 80 games for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. That's sports. I'm Rhonda Moss.
Astros lost last night 7-2 against the Giants. We got Astros baseball tonight, 6:40 pregame. Your station for Astros baseball, 710 KURV. AccuWeather says highs for today should be mid-90s, and tonight mid-70s. That's where we are right now, mid-70s across South Texas. Starbase Brownsville at 78, 6-mile visibility, and Mission, Edinburgh, McAllen, Weslaco 75, 76, about 5-mile visibility in the McAllen area. Triple digits tomorrow, triple digits on Thursday. Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. Let's go back to the website. Right-hand margin, you'll see the report from Customs on the international bridges, and it is 30 minutes at the Far Bridge and Hidalgo. Traffic headed back to McAllen. And for Brownsville, 45 minutes to an hour at B&M Gateway and the Veterans Bridge. Thank you much for joining us on the Valley's Morning News, Newstalk 710 KURV. Some business news of your morning, check of your money, coming up in 2 minutes on the Valley's Morning News, also broadcasting live at Radio Panamí. Download the free app.
Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health.
From the ENT Institute at DHR Health, Dr. Charles Tybett.
Obstructive sleep apnea is a condition in which people stop breathing while they're asleep, and their body has to really wake them back up a little bit in order to get them to start breathing again. And these people suffer from chronic sleep deprivation. The main treatment for it is what we call a CPAP machine. But for a lot of folks, it's very difficult to tolerate the treatment because it requires that you wear a mask over your face. And there are, unfortunately, some patients who don't sleep a whole lot better with that than they did with their obstructive sleep apnea. Those are the kind of people that we can really help with the Inspire implant. The procedure is called Inspire. It's for people with obstructive sleep apnea. It is an electrode that stimulates specific muscles in the tongue that causes the airway to open up and allow the patient to breathe while they can remain asleep and get a restful sleep throughout the night. What's really fascinating, the device actually collects data, and that data is uploaded to the Inspire company, and they'll look at that data and can make all kinds of small adjustments to improve upon a patient's sleep. So we'll see that when that device is activated about 6 to 8 weeks after the procedure, they have an improvement in their sleep, but as they continue to turn in data, their sleep continues to get better and better.
From the DHR Health ENT Institute, Dr. Charles Tybett, DHR Health.
This has been Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health. For you, for life. 710 KURV, streaming live at KURV.com. Powered by Texas Mutual Workers Compensation Insurance, a policyholder-owned company. Work safe, Texas.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. The Washington Post has reported that White House aides have drafted a proposal that would levy tariffs of roughly 20% on most imports. The outlet also reported that another plan being considered is the country-by-country reciprocal approach. President Trump will announce his full tariff plan tomorrow. Amazon has resumed making drone deliveries in Texas and Arizona after it halted the program earlier this year. The retail giant has set a goal to deliver 500 million packages by drone per year by the end of the decade. AI chip developer Cerebra said it has obtained clearance from a U.S. committee to sell shares to Group 42, a Microsoft-backed AI company based in the United Arab Emirates. The clearance came from the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States. Futures are moderately lower ahead of Liberation Day tomorrow, Monday. The Dow Industrials gained 417, the Nasdaq down 23, the S&P 500 up 30. That's Your Money Now.
More news from the state capitol. Some Texas lawmakers say that meat is supposed to grow out in the fields, in the ranch, not in a lab dish.
The Texas state legislature looking to ban the emergent technology of lab-grown meat. The move has the backing of some of the state's biggest cattle ranchers.
Our biggest concern is that you end up with this highly processed goop added into our hamburger and those types of things.
Dan Gaddis is with the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association. Lab-grown meat is currently just an experiment, but at a hearing this week, executives with Austin-based BioBQ say they have grown brisket bites in a lab using muscle and fat cells taken from live cattle.
I'm sorry, I was laughing with Freddie. He said, deep fried goop. Delicious. Yeah, I'll have mine medium rare, please. Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. AccuWeather says highs today should be mid-90s and triple digits tomorrow and Thursday. Oh, goody. Your station for AccuWeather is Newstalk 710 KURV. And again, we will always invite you to join us online because everything's online. Radio Panamí is the name of the free app for the family radio stations here at Radio United. Remember, Radio Panamí, download it and listen to the morning news or my talk show or the evening show. Dana, kill meat, all that. Radio Para Mi. It's free. Download today. Got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on News Talk 710 KURV. You can't always stick around when you need to sell a home sometimes because of family issues or career. You got to go. You need to sell fast, but man, you need to squeeze as much capital out of that investment, your home. That's why you need to call the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team, the only team I'm calling to sell my home, to help me find a home. It's the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. If you need to sell fast, you want to make sure that your home sells and sells for the most money that you can get. You need to work with my amigos at the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. I'll give you an example. Pete from the Ryan and Brian team, he just worked with a family in San Juan to sell their home. They needed to relocate quickly. The Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team fired up their powerful, aggressive, and successful marketing system. The Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team, the marketing system, they reach so many potential home buyers every day, and they routinely sell homes fast and for the most money possible. That home in San Juan that I'm telling you about sold quickly and above the asking price. That could be you, my friend. Trust the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team to sell your home. Here's the number, 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Calendar at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
When today is unpredictable, you need sound advice and strong support to help you stay focused on your long-term financial goals for tomorrow. Ameriprise Financial has been guiding clients through challenging times for over 125 years. You can take comfort in working with a financial advisor who's backed by that strong experience and who's there to guide you with personalized, goal-based financial advice. Together, you and your Ameriprise Financial Advisor can plan your future while navigating your now. Call Ameriprise Financial Advisor David Barnes today at 956-772-4200. That's 956-772-4200. Office is located at 3008 North McCall Road, Suite B, McAllen, Texas. Not FDIC or NCUA insured. No financial institution guarantee. May lose value. Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC. Member FINRA and SIPC. Call Ameriprise Financial Advisor David Barnes today at 956-772-4200.
News that affects you and your family.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
16 minutes to the hour. This is the Valley's Morning News. News Talk 710 KURV. The show producer, Fred Cruz, and AccuWeather meteorologist, Jeffrey Nordine. I'm Sergio Sanchez. You and family, join us online. The free app is called Radio Para Mi. Download it, listen live. You can rewind if you missed anything. News on 710 KURV is a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump not announcing numbers yet, but says he's settled on a plan for the broad-based worldwide tariffs to take effect tomorrow.
Whatever they charge us, we charge them, but we're being nicer than they were. We have a lot of countries, friend and foe. I always say friend and foe, but the friend in many cases is worse than the foe. They took advantage of us.
The Washington Post reports Trump aides are writing up a proposal for tariffs of around 20% on most imports to the U.S. The Trump administration's anti-Semitism task force is reviewing grants and federal contracts for Harvard University.
Education Secretary Linda McMahon says Harvard's reputation is in serious jeopardy because of the prevalence of anti-Semitism on campus. Harvard President Alan Garber called anti-Semitism the most insidious form of bigotry. He says a loss of funding would halt life-saving research at the university.
Fox's Sue Guzman. America's listening to Fox News.
Three people in the hospital after a crash an impressive crash that involved a tractor trailer and another vehicle. This happened in the Peñitas area. Crash reported yesterday evening. It was at the US 83 relief route connector between Peñitas and Palmview. Many of y'all driving by saw this and impressive pictures on social media. The trailer wound up falling off the freeway, off the overpass, scattered its load. Again, the truck driver and 2 people in the other vehicle were hurt and sent to the hospital. Local governments offering some help to property owners trying to clean up after the flood. We heard yesterday the city of McAllen was going to lift its, for 90 days, for 3 months, was going to lift its building permit fees in order to allow folks to rebuild their homes. And the city of Alamo announcing a very similar waiver of their fee for the next 90 days. The New York Stock Exchange Texas office opened for business yesterday. The first company to be listed was Trump Media and Technology Group, the parent company of Truth Social. A recent study finding that a lack of sleep can lead to an increased risk of developing Alzheimer's. Neurodegenerative disease is responsible for about 70% of dementia cases. This study was conducted at Yale School of Medicine. The lead author saying that if the brain does not spend sufficient time in deep sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, that would be the dream phase. That if you don't dream enough, it could lead to shrinkage in certain parts of the brain. Days after tens of thousands of JFK documents were declassified, a House hearing this week is going to hear from a rather famous voice on the JFK conspiracy.
The first shot rings out, sounding like a backfire, misses the call completely.
No, not Kevin Costner from the 1991 political thriller JFK, but the movie's director, Oliver Stone. It's the task force on the declassification of federal secrets, and the hearing focuses on the JFK documents. Stone will be questioned by lawmakers on the panel, which include Jasmine Crockett and Brandon Gill of North Texas. Chairwoman Anna Paulina Luna has said the panel will get down to what she called the mystery around President Kennedy's Dallas assassination. Of course, the Warren Commission already did that, but so many Americans still more than 60 years later refuse to believe that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone.
I normally don't mention hockey-related news, but NHL superstar Alex Ovechkin, 5 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time scoring record. I hope he plays it safe, right? No fights now. Don't want to get injured. End your season. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us at Radio Para Mí, that free app.
Are you tired of waiting hours in your doctor's waiting room? Sitting around waiting to see a doctor isn't fun, and we know your time is valuable. The good news is that the physicians at Rio Grande Pain Team can help. Rio Grande Pain Team helps patients find relief from chronic neck pain, back pain, migraine headaches, and joint pain. And at Rio Grande Pain Team, we schedule your visits accordingly. Rio Grande Pain Team recently added providers, and we utilize the latest in scheduling software so our patients are seen on time for their visits and treatments. There's no need to wait 5 hours in a physician's office. At Rio Grande Pain Team, you no longer have to live with chronic pain. Dr. Dennis Slavin can help and have you feeling better at last. Book your appointment now in Weslaco or McAllen by signing on to our website, feelingbetteratLast.com. That's feelingbetteratLast.com, or call 956-973-0565. That's 973-0565. 973-0565.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Para Mí app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710